Welcome to Local Point, your life, your stories, with your host, Chris Piner.
Welcome to Local Point. I'm your host, Chris Piner, and with me is Commissioner Duane Shepard and Sylvia Wilkins from the Uintah County Economic Development Office. They're here to discuss this year's Energy Summit, and we're happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
We'd like to start us off. What is the Energy Summit? I've heard of this before, so it's not the first year. How long has this been going, Sylvia?
So I don't know how long it's been going. I've been helping it with it for 6 years, and it's been going long before that, but it's an annual event where we get energy leaders together to network, to come up with maybe some new ideas, what we can go in the future, just kind of get an idea of what the outlook looks like, what we can do to help them, and just to thank them for what they do for our community. So.
Very good. And what is your role in this?
Of course, I'm commissioner in the county, but that Energy Summit is to really help us to make sure that the energy companies that are out here, there are new regulations that are coming into play. Like this year, in fact, the BLM is instituting new measurement tools for both oil and gas. And when you talk about those details and you have people to talk with about that with, then you actually get the correct information if you're one of these energy companies, because it does affect not only those that have oil and gas drilling rigs out there, but all the service companies to them too, with delivering chemicals or pulling water or whatever. So it's really important.
all of the professionals together
exactly
in
right.
one place to get questions answered and move forward.
Absolutely.
And benefit the area.
Exactly.
That's right. Thank you, Commissioner. And where is this taking place?
So this is taking place August 30th and 31st at the Uintah Conference Center. Registration is only $40 for the 2-day event, and you can find a link to the registration on the Uintah County homepage, their website. So.
Very good. And can they can actually register online with a credit card?
Yep,
or
you can register online or come to the event, and there'll be registration at the door.
Registration table there as well.
Yep.
Are there? I've actually never been. Are there keynote speakers or special guests or anybody you'd like to mention?
Yeah. So this year we have Robert Rapier as our keynote speaker. He has been in the energy industry his whole life, and he's actually written articles about economic outlooks. He's been on 60 Minutes, CNN, he's written books, and so we invited him back this year. He spoke for a short period last year, and people really enjoyed him, so we've invited him back as our keynote speaker this year, and he'll give a great economic outlook on what we can expect in the future for the energy industry. So
I need to add to that too. I believe it's Wednesday night that we have the Lieutenant Governor that will be out. I would also include with that the Wednesday morning we start a whole golf tournament associated with the Energy Summit. So that's make sure that those people that do like to golf and associate in that that they get registered now. So.
In advance would be better. Do they register for the golf tournament as well?
Yes. So the golf tournament actually is in partnership with Utah State University, so they're running that portion of the conference, and so you can go onto their website, uintabasin.usu.edu/perfectswing, and they're using the proceeds from this golf tournament to help our local students prepare to be in the workforce in the future. So it's a great event to be in partnership with the Energy Summit, and a great way for these participants to come and have a good time before it starts.
Well, and for visitors to enjoy our beautiful golf course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And to socialize a little bit outside the convention itself. Well, this sounds like a great event. So that is Wednesday, and then Thursday
So Wednesday we start off with the golf tournament. Then we have the opening reception at 4 p.m.
That same day.
That
so
same
the golf
day.
Is
And then Thursday the conference will be from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Is it a one-day?
So kind of the 2 days, the golf tournament, the opening reception, and then the main conference. Yep,
the
main
one day. Conference then is the next day.
Right,
Yep.
That's August 30th and 31st.
Very good, very good. All right, well, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the things that are going to be happening, some of the specifics and details. We've got just about 1 more minute here. Anything that you can tell me, Commissioner, about those of us who may not attend? Do you have any idea of the direction we're heading in energy back in the basin again?
Well, obviously we hire the best people we can. That's why Sylvia is here to put this Energy Summit together, and that's and that in itself is one of our key points from the county, that we have the best people we can. Therefore, she brings the best people she can to this Energy Summit, and we get some of the best people out here. You know, where we're going in energy, I believe we're on a slow, steady climb.
A slow, steady climb. With that, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and talk a little bit more. When we come back, we'll be talking more about the upcoming Energy Summit and give you more details. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
The Vernal Area Chamber wants to add your business in our network. Create change with various committees. Participate in community events and have a strong business resource behind your company's goals. Learn more at vernalchamber.org.
Welcome back to Local Point. Before the break, we were discussing the Energy Summit, which is it's an annual event that's been going for more than 6 years. And Commissioner, you mentioned that in general, we are seeing some slow and steady growth. Certainly, as a resident here, we can feel that things feel better.
Right, they do feel better, and you know, we talk about slow, steady growth, meaning that yes, I think we've finally stabilized a little bit, and we're on a slow uptick. One thing I spoke about at the Republican convention just last week was that we need to have a good, positive outlook, or at least positive mindset when we're looking at the energy industry. I had the opportunity to speak with the Lieutenant Governor that's going to speak with us at the Energy Summit about that specific thing, letting them know our plight, letting them know what's happening out here, because they're not personally able to visit out here all the time. So we need to have that good communication. That's one thing I've been able to do. And so I'm glad that he's going to be out here able to speak with us.
See the place and hear
exactly
from the people himself. And if any of our viewers want a voice in the direction of energy in the basin, and this is why this event is held, right? Come to the event and mingle with the people who may be making decisions and helping to make some of these improvements.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And one thing, you know, they'll be really interested in is in that opening reception night, the Lieutenant Governor will be speaking, and then we have a distinguished panel set up to speak that evening, and we're trying to collaborate between Colorado and Utah, between the Uintah and Piceance basins, what infrastructure challenges we have there, how can we get that natural gas to new markets, maybe even the Asian markets. And so we have some key people coming to sit on that panel to discuss those things, and we're going to try to see if we can set up a group between the two states and work on some of these issues. And so we have the director from the Office of Energy Development in Colorado and in Utah sitting on that panel, along with some other key players. So that will be very interesting.
And will that be like an open question and answer type thing, or is there a moderator?
Yeah, so there's a moderator, and they'll, you know, have some questions that they ask him, but I believe at the end they'll open it up to question and answer. So
now, just for our viewers who may be catching us, this is the first day of the Energy Summit, which is August 30th, and that's a Wednesday.
Right.
There's a golf tournament to begin if you want to be involved in that, and then registration and this distinguished panel that you're speaking of. That sounds like a great way to kick the whole thing off and get people talking and thinking. Mm-hmm. That leads us right into day 2.
Yep, day 2 will start off with a follow-up on the panel with some of those speakers, just if anybody missed it so they kind of know what's going on. Dr. Laura Nelson from the Governor's Office of Energy Development will be speaking. We have Andrew Becerra coming from Washington. He's the chair of the subcommittee on energy and mineral resources that will be giving an update, you know, kind of from the national level. And then we also have Jeff Hartley, who's going to talk more about the inland port that some people may have heard about that is proposed to come next to the Salt Lake Airport. And so that's going to open up opportunities not only for the energy industry, but anybody that's looking into exporting. It's going to make it that much easier. So lots of great things to come listen to. You probably will want to stay the whole time because there's just one great
One
speaker
thing after
after
another.
the next.
And this is at the Uintah Conference Center, August 30th and 31st. It's a Wednesday and Thursday.
Yep.
Yes.
Right, the middle of the week for a conference. So that's good. Anything else you want to add about things that will be happening there?
Yeah, so just like usual, we'll have the different local companies giving their update. So that's always very interesting as well, and why a lot of people come, just to kind of see what is happening. And so it's a great way to get up to date on that part of our community.
Very good.
And the message I'd leave with you is, we're still open for business. There's still plenty happening. There's still companies that are actually investing out here, and so don't give up hope. Let's keep a good positive attitude and keep this basin rolling with energy development.
It'll feel a lot better when we see a few more of those businesses open again. Too many closed doors on Main Street right now. I think.
But we also want to thank our sponsors that are there every year, and the new ones we get. We know that maybe it's not the best of times for them, but they're always willing to come out and support these great events because they know how much it adds to our community and how much we can get from it. So we want to thank them. And if you want more information, want to see who our sponsors are, you can visit vernalutah.org. We will have that information on there along with the agenda in the next coming days. So
excellent. Thank you for mentioning that. These kind of events couldn't happen without these generous sponsors, and there are way too many to mention, but check them out on the website, and there'll probably be a presence there at the actual conference as well. Just quickly in recap again, when is the conference, Commissioner?
It is August 30th and 31st, 2017. At 8 o'clock is when the at the Uintah Conference Center.
Uintah Conference Center, yes. Well, that was a little ambiguous. You got it. You got it. That's right. And how do people register, Sylvia?
They can find the link to the registration on the Uintah County website.
$40.
$40.
Right. Or you could register
breakfast,
right there.
lunch, a gift.
But do it in advance and go golf too. Thank you too for coming. I appreciate that.
You.
And I wish you well at the conference this year.
You.
And thank you for watching today's show. That's all we have time for. Stay tuned for this week's Community Calendar.
The Vernal Area Chamber wants to add your business in our network. Create change with various committees. Participate in community events and have a strong business resource behind your company's goals. Learn more at vernalchamber.org.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
Hey there, my friends, and welcome to this week's Community Calendar, sponsored by the Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce. You can contact the Vernal Chamber to get the support you need to help grow your business. Hey, real quick before we get to upcoming events, did you know that there is a service that can help you find childcare? The service is free. You just got to head over to careaboutchildcare. Doesn't have the rest of it. Does it .org? .utah.gov. For some reason, that's all missing out of the prompter. But here it is right here, careaboutchildcare.utah.gov for information about free childcare. The referrals are free, actually. The childcare isn't. It's just so that you can find out about how you can get childcare for you and your family. You can also call a referral specialist at 435-613-5619, and they'll be happy to help you. All right, let's get into our schedule. Starting with this weekend on Friday, August 18th, there's sky viewing at Flaming Gorge. This is happening just north of the Flaming Gorge Resort at the Bootleg Amphitheater at the Bear Canyon Trail. The event happens from 9 to 10:30 in the evening. You get to view the sky, of course, through a telescope. You get to see stargazing and stuff with people who are really good at that and maybe can point out maybe places you've never seen before, like Saturn. You can actually see Saturn through a telescope, just a regular like one that you just set up. See a little tiny ring and everything. Also on Friday, we've got high school football. It's an exciting time of year, isn't it? Parowan at Altamont. The game starts at 7 p.m. at the Altamont High School. VTV6, of course, is kicking off their live coverage with this game. And if you can't be there, you can still watch it on Cable Channel 6 or at vtvchannel6.com. Now on to Saturday, August 19th. It's that time of year again for the Strata Gaming Series. Second annual. Contestants will be competing in the game Overwatch. There's going to be 9 teams battling for a $1,000 grand prize. You can head over to the Uintah Conference Center on Saturday to participate in the fun. And even if you're not going to be on a team or not watching, they've got other booths that are set up to, try out a HTC Vive virtual reality or a Nintendo Switch and other things. I think there's some other people there too. Also on Saturday, Run for Fun. If you love running and you think it's fun, this is perfect for you. It's a 50-mile relay here in the Uintah Basin. You can learn more at uintahrecreation.org. Now, lastly, on Saturday, there's a back-to-school luau. This sounds like it's fun at the Ute Crossing Event Center. It's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Not only should it be fun, it's also for a good cause. It helps provide school supplies and clothing to kids. Now, on to next week, August 20th through the 27th. Monday, August 21st. Huge day. We've been talking about this day for a couple of years now. It's the eclipse. Do we have an eclipse in here? Look, there it is. Wait, where'd it go? And I knocked over a plant in the meantime. There's the eclipse there. If you're going to stay here in the vernal area, then we're getting like 90% coverage of the sun, which is a little bit more than that looks like right there. This is the moon and this is the sun, then it's going to cover it almost, but it means that you can't look at it with your own bare eyes at any point in time during the eclipse. Please don't put on sunglasses. Please don't look through the tint of your window of your car. You can only look at it directly using special glasses that are ISO certified that NASA says are okay. And if you don't have any of those, well, there's some viewing parties that are going to be happening, right? There's one at the Dinosaur Quarry Visitor Center. There's one that's happening at the Quarry Visitor Hall and at the Canyon Visitor Center. Make sure that you're wearing protective stuff that's certified. You're going to blind yourself. Don't do it. Okay, on to Wednesday, August 23rd. I'm excited about that day, by the way. I bought things for my kids so they could see it. And it's going to be great. Because the next time it happens in our area is like 43 years. When I say our area, I mean the United States. Okay, now I'm moving on, I promise. Wednesday, August 23rd. It's the first day of school for Uintah and Duchesne counties. We had a complete solar eclipse. Now it's time to go back to school. Oh, kind of a bummer for those kids, but happy day for the parents. Also on Wednesday, documentary film night at the Uintah County Library. They will be featuring, we're talking about the sun a lot, so why not have a documentary about it? It's called Solar Max. It's a journey through time and space. It's a movie about the sun with lots of NASA footage, which means that it's going to be just incredible, starting at 7 p.m. Lastly, on Wednesday, Skies Over Dinosaur. Let's just do some more about astronomy and about the sky. It's part of Astronomy Month, by the way, happening from 1:30 to 4 p.m. at the Quarry Visitor Center. This is actually cool, though. If you didn't get a chance to look up at the eclipse because you didn't have special glasses, this is your chance to view the sun through a solar telescope. Meaning they have telescopes that let you look right at it through the telescope and see it nice and big, and it won't hurt your eyes. You can go do that at the Quarry Visitor Center. Okay, on to Friday, August 25th. More football, high school football, Maple Mountain at Uintah. This is the home opener for Uintah, starting at 7 p.m. at Uintah High School. You can also watch live coverage of that provided by VTV6 on Cable Channel 6 or VTVChannel6.com. But come on, just go out and see the kids. Go support them. All right, we're going to move on now to this weekend's weather. You may have noticed the past couple of weeks, it gets into the nighttime and it's like clouds come in and it rains. It just keeps happening. There's some chance of that, but not nearly as much as we've had in the last week or so. We've got highs in the mid-80s and lows in the mid-50s for the weekend. You see here that there's suns all across here? This is a little bit misleading, because there will be clouds. It's just that it's mostly sunny. And so this is what we show you. But expect clouds on these days too. But very, very little chance of actual precipitation over the weekend. Moving into next week, however, your highs start to drop down a little bit. They get to the lower 80s and your lows sit to the mid to upper 50s. Here you can see where we've put some clouds in here. The closer that we get to Thursday, the higher chance of actual precipitation happening, with Thursday kind of being our highest day of precipitation possibility. But even then, the precipitation is only supposed to be 20%, so don't get too excited about that. Also, as we move into Thursday, you're going to see humidity rise up and wind rise up a little bit. Nothing to get yourself too concerned about. It's going to be like 11, 12 miles per hour and a humidity of maybe 45, if you're lucky. But obviously you see the temperature drops down to 81 degrees. But we start to pump back up. Still summer. You can still do some fun stuff on the weekend. We haven't got to fall yet. So enjoy it while you have it, right? All right, let's look ahead to some events you can look forward to in the beautiful sun. The Energy Basin, flip it. Uintah Basin Energy Summit is happening on August 30th and the 31st. It's a big deal. We'll talk about that more in the coming weeks. USU Scholarship Golf Tournament is happening also on August 30th. Fall Fest Business Expo happening on September 8th and 9th. The annual Regional Chamber Summit happening on September 14th. Those are the events we have for this week's community calendar. If you have an event coming up, as always, let us know, 435-781-1902. You can always leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Like VTV6 on Facebook. Be sure, I can't stress this enough, don't look at the sun with your bare eyes. You can't even go like this and go like, oh, that was cool, because then you'd be like, wait, where am I? You're going to burn that right into your retinas. Even if the sun is 90% covered up by the moon, that 10% is still shooting right in your eyeballs. I'm really serious about this for some reason. It's important to me. Hey, we'll see you guys next time.